said, and you're talking about psychological warfare. What if Ronda's just those aren't her secrets? Those are something totally different than what she wants Holly to believe.
Because she wasn't doing strategic psychological warfare today, from what I saw. She was selling fights.
Right.
She was promoting. She was marketing. She was political. She was all about the politics. She went off on the rampage about Nick Diaz getting punished.
Yeah.
She went right there. Instead of talking about her training and her fight with Holly Holm, she's talking about everything else. That's not the old Ronda Rousey. The Ronda Rousey that came into the UFC was focused.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She was focused like a lioness. And she was out to prove a point. She was out to destroy things. This Ronda Rousey is all about marketing, world tour, selling, about the money. And then, another red flag, some of the words she was saying. Be a part of. She said the words, no matter what the outcome of this fight is, everybody on this fight card will be a part of history. No, not the old Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey would say, we're going to make history. We're going to dominate and make history. No, now she's saying we're all going to be a part of history. There's doubt there. But hey, at least the reassurance is we're going to be a part of. It just wasn't Ronda. It just was not Ronda. What I saw was a professional business fighter. I did not see a professional warrior. I saw a professional business fighter. A fight like Chael Sonnen. A fighter who's trying to sell fights, to get the attention of fights. But she's not doing it by bashing her opponent. She's doing it with politics, by loving the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a different Ronda.
It was definitely, I could tell.
It was a different Ronda altogether. She's never been about politics. She even went as far as to give her open viewpoints on the weed testing policy with the 5-year Nick Diaz ban. Yes, the Diaz brothers are very good friends with the Rousey family. Very close. Personal friends. Okay? But for her to, it was just, I don't know. It was like she reached out saying, well, I opposed the weed testing and it was wrong, 5 years. Yeah, I agree it's wrong as a fighter. Holy shit. Really? 5 years? You're going to give a fighter 5 years off, but in society you give a person their first weed crime punishment would be 5 years in prison.
Yeah, but they did say he was a repeat offender and there was more to him just smoking weed.
Yeah, but still to say that weed is going to be a performance-enhancing drug, like a steroid, it's
right.
dumb. It's stupid. But anyway, my opinion is that her mind just is not there. And the whole time that she's smiling, remember what she said herself? Remember what Ronda Rousey said herself when she came out? What's one of the things you notice about her fights? That when all those other girls come to the ring, come to the cage, or are in interviews, they're all smiling, but she's not. And she comes to the cage really focused. What was she doing today? What was on that table today?
Smiles.
The champion was all smiles, while the challenger had no smiles. She was completely focused.
Right.
Okay, there you have it, people. She has now flipped the card on herself because she's become so successful, she doesn't know how to manage it. And that success has now flipped her head. So this could possibly very well be a fight Ronda loses based on her psyche and the way she's looking at things now. However, there's a flip to that part too. When you are in a situation like that, sometimes your true instinctual nature doesn't come out till the heat of battle. So Ronda could go in all butterflies in the skies in her eyes into the fight, but at some point, this vicious challenger, who she's very, very intelligently not taking lightly, but at the same time, I don't think she's taking it cautioningly at the same time. I just
Cautiously.
she's not cautiously. She's not taking enough caution into it because she's giving too much light to the situation. She should be more focused now than she's ever been. Personally, is what I think, because she's fighting the most dangerous person she's ever fought. She should be taking it incredibly serious and not as light as she's taking it. That's a detriment to her psyche. Because she's all about money.
Is it possible that...
But here's back to that flip script thing. Okay, so yeah, she butterfly skies in the eyes. She could go in there with her head not in there. But see, the great thing about me, I can speak from experience under the Rousey system, is the great thing about mom is when she teaches you, you're one of her children, and when she teaches you not just as a martial arts coach, she teaches you as a mother, which means she takes that parental instinct of being a mother and she takes that intelligent instinct of being a professor of math and all that great stuff, a doctor. She rolls those all together when she trains you. That's why there's an advantage, because you're not just learning under a coach, you're learning under a coach who actually loves you and cares about you and wants the best for you. So they're not going to hold back on information. They're not going to hold back on family secrets. They're going to ensure that you can succeed with this information because they're the ones giving it to you. So with that in mind, there's been plenty of times where I went into a fight and I had other things going on in my life that were distracting me from the fight. I had a lot of personal problems, legal problems. I had a lot of things weighing me down. And the reason I was fighting is to get rid of all the rage I was feeling. It was therapy. I was a Rousey fighter. I've always been a Rousey fighter. I'm mean, I'm vicious. People don't know where I get it from. Well, he got that from going to prison. No, I had that long before prison. Go back to my first fights. I come out as aggressive then as I did in the last fights. It's the Rousey, it's the way your mind perceives combat. It's different than any other system out there. That's why Ronda is at the top.